So today we're going to answer some questions that I've received off of our Facebook group and that I'd like to address. So we got a few questions. A number of them involved the judgment process, the eviction filing process, but all the way back to the lease. And so I'm going to knock out a few questions based on things that I've been asked over the last couple weeks. So the first question has to do with a lease and where to find a good lease online. Well, the truth is, looking for a good lease online is possible, but it's kind of like sifting through a river for gold. Not every river's got gold nuggets floating around. And even if you do find something good, your eye may not be trained to figure out what is good and what's not, what's fool's gold and what's real gold. And so naturally, my inclination is going to be you need to talk to a real estate attorney like me. You need to find somebody who has written a lease, someone who's gone to trial with a lease, someone who has read more than one lease. If you go to Uncle Joe, and Uncle Joe's only ever dealt with the lease he's had since 1965, he's going to advise you based on what he knows, and his experience is limited to that one lease. And unfortunately, that may not cut it for you because the law constantly changes. And because the law changes, the requirements in what makes a good lease also change. And so Uncle Joe's lease may no longer apply. So in terms of what's a good outlet online for a lease, again, I can't recommend that you go to the internet to find your lease. You need to go to a person, go to an expert, a real estate attorney, a realtor can lead you to a good lease. But so here's the problem with the internet. The internet's got a lot of information, but it does not necessarily have a lot of expertise in a way that you can, Q&A with an expert. And so it's difficult often to figure out whether or not this particular document is suitable for you. Specifically, whether that document comports with Texas law. And you may find a Texas lease that's been used in Texas for a long time. But like the Uncle Joe example, if that lease no longer applies to current Texas law, well, then it's still no good. And so the first thing is, does it comport with the state where you plan to use the lease? The second, is it current? And so, just like tax law is constantly changing and you don't want Uncle Joe's advice, you want a CPA to guide you through the current tax law. A real estate attorney or a licensed realtor are going to be able to help you in terms of what is currently acceptable as a lease in Texas. So send me your questions. If you've got questions about landlord-tenant law and there's something you're a little shaky on or something you just need a little clarification, post something in our Facebook group. Shoot me an email at ernie.garcia@attorneyeg.com. It's right there. Or post something in our Facebook group. If you're not a member yet, join our Facebook group. We look forward to you. If you look on Facebook, we are Texas Landlords. Finally, if you want to call, that's our number. Feel free to call us, and we'll be happy to help in any way that we can. And so keep your questions coming. I'm happy to answer as many questions as I can. Bye.